Welcome back. And today is 2nd of August. We are on a Tuesday. We are at the start of the peak earnings season. We are really excited because of last week rebound. Started off with Chevron beating the streets, and today we got all hell broke loose. And I saw an image of welcome Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan. Oh my gosh, I start to shake my head. We're going to dive into that later on. And so many things to talk about today. But first off, I want to pay my greetings to all lovely members. And I want to see who's live on the chat right now. All right. Welcome back. I'd like to see you and have you say hello on the live stream chat. And let me pay my greetings to Penguin, John Lim, Jeffrey, Manfred, Isabella, CK Leo, Kim San, Eltin. Woohoo! Yeah, Eltin saying, hope you are well. I'm running out of voice, Today I have a very early morning meeting with Stream of Praise, and then updated them that they're probably on the same flight with Nancy Pelosi back to Taiwan. Of course, they landed, Stream of Praise landed in Taiwan earlier than Nancy Pelosi, who landed around just now around 10:30 p.m. Singapore time. Wow. And I kind of lost my voice, gave it all my best throughout the 4 days of worship. Wow. And a big hello to Kinip, Edmund, Kelvin, Brandy, Chunman. Wow, never see you for a long time, Chunman. Andy, Adeline, Jamie. Welcome back, everybody. So happy to see all of you. Now, today we got a really big topic to talk about, and then we dive in on the execution. So, I just exited some of the trades. Let's take a look at some of the trades I exited, and then we set the framework for tonight. By the way, can I get your response? I kind of testing out the lighting combination. I was told by my angels the lighting were too harsh on my face, and they're telling me, boss, you look so much age. And they switch over to buy me another set of lighting. They say it will make me look like SK2, seamless, flawless, no scar, no pimple, no moles on my head. My gray hair will turn black hair. I don't know how magical these lamps are, but I'd like to hear your feedback. Do you guys like the new lighting, this new layout? I don't know whether you can tell the difference or not. But my angel's eyes are very sharp. All right, so let me know if you think that the lighting has somehow improved, because this will be the set I'll bring to the US when I do my live stream every day. All right, so we also had a briefing just now by Harvard Business School where they are getting us ready, and oh my gosh, there's so many things to read up. So many things to read up. It's a killer session. Holy moly. And I told them I'll start reading when I'm up in the plane. Yeah, thank you so much for the feedback. Okay, without further ado, let's go over right now to take a look at the trades for today. All right, here we go. So this is the early trades that I kind of execute to get out of the market. We have DNA. I kind of go in, get out, milk this guy about 2 times already. All right, so typically we're looking at 5 to 100% profit return in one day. All right, but sometimes you kind of hit with a headwinds, you can't get out in one day, then you kind of release the time. Instead of you squeeze the time, you release the time from 1 day to 1 week to 1 month to 1 quarter. All right, so this is a recent trade. This trade was fired through our Don't Stop Believing WhatsApp notification, and I'm sure so many of you made money together with me on DNA, right? Really easy game to play, all-time low, and can't get worse than that. And then today I got out completely out of a DNA. We have also had students who, wow, JLo got out 6.1% on Pinterest. Congratulations. And I'm going to spend some time talking to you about Pinterest. It's a potential candidate to really aggressively go in, all right? Another trade I got out today is Para, all right? Paramount, the guy behind Tom Cruise. And of course, I just want to get out of this trade really fast. It started off with an entry of 2.25. We entered last Thursday. Today got out at 2.30. This is like a 5 cents profit. All right. So 5 cents profit, if you look down at this premium, if you really calculate a 5 cents profit divided by 2.25, which is your cost of entry, you are getting 2.2% over 4 days. Now, what is the meaning of 2.2% over 4 days? It means that I've beaten every single bank on planet Earth. That's the meaning of 2.2%. Because the banks are paying you the best. Let's talk about the number one bank in the world, so-called number one bank, DBS Bank of Singapore. They are paying you an interest of 0.05% in 1 year. That is your savings rate. For our friends in the US, it's even worse. They are getting paid 0.01% in 1 year. I'm doing 2.2% in 4 days. All right. So this should be the way we approach our investing, have a benchmark, and that's why I encourage you guys to push for minimum 5% or more. All right. So we kind of get out these two trades. There's quite a number of trades I'm looking at. Some I want to push like to 50%, 100%, that kind of a layer. And of course, last week we did at 81%, which is good enough for us. And then we look for another potential entry tonight. There's another great entry. Okay. So with that, we set the context. And the context, to begin with, we have to go to this website called flightaware.com. You may not know about this website, but I want to really give a big shout out to this website, flightaware.com. It tracks the flight taken by Nancy Pelosi. She left Singapore, and she left Singapore this morning, and then she flew to Malaysia to meet with the Malaysian counterpart, the politicians right there. Didn't stay, and then she took off from KL on this flight path. Look at this interesting flight path, all right? Now, this flight path is organized in such a way to bypass the South China Sea, which the Chinese are patrolling over there, all right? So they go straight, boom, and land at TSA. Now, what is TSA? For those of you who do not know, this is the Taipei city, all right? So this is official right now. I mean, it's really mind-boggling. It's really, I got a few points I want to raise about this historical visit by Nancy Pelosi. Now, let's take a look at some pictures first to help you capture imagination. All right. So right over here, this is I don't know. I think whole day she's just wearing the pink color suit. She looks like a Pink Panther, but the bigger version of it. All right. She doesn't change, At least she go back to the aircraft, you can change to red, green, blue, or some other outfit. But she lands in Taipei still in the pink suit, all right? Kind of weird. I think her wardrobe guys are not doing the job well. So Taipei 101 building, kind of flash Speaker Pelosi, all right? I mean, the pro-independence camp will just rattle off, and they feel that they score a major victory to have the second most powerful person in the US to visit the land, and they are not aware of the consequences, which I'm going to talk about briefly later on. So right over here, they also set up, there are people on the grassroots level go and drum up that nationalistic sentiment, pro-independence sentiment, and of course, we have students in Taiwan. I think it's quite divided. One camp want to have independence. The other camp just want to live happily ever after. Life goes on. So it's very divisive. I'm not too sure which camp you are on. I'm on the camp that supports peace. As long as there's no war, common people don't get hurt, life goes on, and we can pursue a higher ideals of wisdom, higher ideals of spirituality, then that's, to me, the happiest thing to do. But to be entrenched in a war that kind of, I'm not too sure whether is it really half divided, or 80-20, 70-30, or 60-40. And when you call for a referendum on issues like this, it's very, very tilted. I was told recently that, when they did a referendum on the gay rights in Taiwan, I think what I'm hearing from the ground is the people didn't want it, but the politicians pushed through it, and officially, the LGBT is celebrated in Taiwan. I may not be right, all right? I'm just telling you, when you call for referendum, but the people voices are not represented, instead the politician voices took over the people's voice. That is an arbitrage. That is a problem that very difficult to resolve. All right, so some more pictures right over here. This is the place I used to stay whenever I visit Taipei, Grand Hyatt. I took it right in front of the monumental building, all right? And of course, the so-called police folks are involved, but really the guy is just out there taking pictures. Okay, so you have another many articles right here. U.S. House Speaker Pelosi lands in Taiwan. Chinese warplanes take to the skies. Do not underestimate the will of the emperor, which I'm going to speak on right now. But I'm taking on the role as an investor. I'm not taking on the role as a citizen of Singapore, as a friend of Taiwan, or as an adversary to any country. I'm taking on the role purely from the perspective of an investor and trader, right? So just bear with me, and I want to show you what I'm looking at, and then you arrive at your own findings. It could be aligned or totally misaligned. It doesn't really matter to me, because what's really important to me is that you have a fair perspective of how to balance the different views that is bombarding you at any single point in time. All right, so let me pull up my beautiful, gorgeous Google Earth, and this is where we live in today. All right, so as you can see, this is really beautiful. And of course, I want to kind of from here look for Taiwan. Bing. And here we go. This is Taiwan. And of course, when I start to zoom out, you get to see a much better perspective. How do we study a map of Taiwan like this? All right, so this is the proper way to look at it. And the real spotlight is found right over there. All right, so let me try to find my little country called Singapore. Where's Singapore right now? And where's Malaysia? Malaysia, where are you? Somewhere. Oh, I'm really bad with this map. Okay, kind of a loss right now. Help me out. Where is my country? Singapore. Okay, very simple. I do another way. Manila, Brunei, Sarawak. How come I'm not seeing Malaysia here? I kind of lost it. Help me out. Oh, right here. Sorry, I just missed it. Right over here. Okay, so let me organize it again. And here we go. Now I can see it, okay? Bear with me. We start off from here. This is where I live right now, Singapore. Ding. All right. And from Singapore, I kind of replicate the circle and bring your attention to Taiwan, right up there. And this journey to Taiwan, this is what supposedly we call it the direct flight from Singapore to Taiwan. But the problem is this: it will have to fly through the South China Sea, which the Chinese dominate right now. All right, they have a little island right there. And we used to do a research on this military island. But what Nancy Pelosi did is this: she flew, instead of that direct flight route, She flew like this, ding, bypass, and then from Philippines, go and enter into Taiwan space. All right, she took a longer flight. She did this. And that's because right in the middle of the South China Sea, if I remember, somewhere right here, somewhere right here. Okay, let me see if my history is still there or not. Suddenly I cannot remember the name. What is the name of that reclaimed land? I used to do a search on that. I remember it's somewhere right here. Okay, maybe I kind of lost it already. It's what river? Reef. Fiery Coast Reef. Fiery. Fiery Cross Reef. Yes, I got it. Ding! And here we go. This is the one that they are very afraid of triggering a war. Look at this mama right here. This is actually a reclaimed reef in the middle of the South China Sea with a full military installation. All right. So if I kind of turn it into a 3D, and you can see there you go, that is a runway, there's a hangar to store the aircraft, there's a place for the aircraft carrier to kind of go in right over here and anchor inside right here and refuel, to do their refuel in the middle of the South China Sea. And every time I look at this, it's kind of getting more and more installation of facilities is taking place on this artificial reclaimed reef, all right, called a Fiery Cross Reef. Right? And you can see the runway. You have to put the direction of the runway. This is 05, and the other side will be 185, if I'm not wrong. Let's take a look at the other side of the runway. 180 plus 5. No, wrong. 230. Okay, so kind of gave back my knowledge as a pilot. And of course, right over here, you can see all these are installation, non-stop installation. All right. So if I zoom out from this Fiery Cross Reef, I zoom out, same spot, right? Zoom out, and there you go. What would you see? All right, first of all, I got to reorient it back again. Ding, and go back here, and there you go. So we are back to the same process. Step 1, we have Singapore right here. Step 2, we have Taiwan right up there. And step 3, we have Fiery Cross Reef right in the middle of the South China Sea. This is complete dominance by the Chinese military right now. All right. So I'm talking about this because if there's a miscalculation over the next 48 hours, I think somebody will drop bombs somewhere in Taiwan. So let's play out the possibility right across here. So this is the straits where it's right now is very, very sensitive. There's a line divider between China and Fujian. And my friends in Facebook already started to post videos whereby the armor unit has already started to roll out their tanks to line up. Do you know where? Along the coast right here at Fujian, Xiamen. Right now, the tanks are out on the beach. And of course, when they start rolling out the tanks right there, that is the first sign. And then the aircrafts are start flying in right across this part here. Ding, ding, ding. They'll fly up and down. And if there's a miscalculation, some crazy pilot under crazy instruction will drop a bomb probably somewhere right here. I'm not saying this as a threat. I'm saying this as an investor. I think We spoke about this many, many times. It takes a miscalculation on any of the generals or the pilots or the on-ground soldiers. And you watch movie many times, right? The guy who panicked the most, you just press the gun, bam! First shot goes, everybody start firing away. That's what we call miscalculation. That, if were to take place, will be within the next 48 hours. All right, so the market kind of recovered from this and say, okay, business as per usual, nothing to panic. But I don't think so. Let me address this topic and bring to a conclusion so that we know what to think about it. All right. So while I'm talking about all this, you guys don't panic. All right. There are three things that I'm thinking about. Number one, you have an emperor that's going to be enthroned around October this year. And this emperor wants it very badly. As a result, step two, he introduced the concept of zero COVID-19 policy, which is bloody mission impossible. No one could do that. But he stuck with it for the sake of what we call saving face grace. And that is your step two. Because of step two, we arrive at step three. Domestically, the people are very upset. I mean, some of them are really breaking down, mental health issues. You try to get locked down for more than 2 months, you're going to go cuckoo, all right? And I've seen it over the past 4 days where people in Singapore came forward to stream of praise concert and they just released. We were singing, worshipping, and crying nonstop. It's pen up. It's really a big pen up. I mean, I was like, all sessions, my tears were just rolling out nonstop. So this is expressed within a church environment, but among the common people, they got no such outlet to express. Why do you think they will express their outlet to? There will be domestic upheavals. And in the midst of all these three things, welcome Nancy Pelosi to up the stakes. And typically for US style is, they will stir up trouble within the domestic politics, just like what George Soros is also doing. That's how he makes money. Stir up politics, stir up turmoil, change of government and things like that. And when you stir this thing up, you create an opportunity arbitrage. When you have, every time you have a change of power, there's an opportunity arbitrage. That's exactly what happened in Iraq, right? And right now, if there's a miscalculation in the next 48 hours, we're going to have a crazy upheaval in China. Domestically, if President or Emperor Xi is perceived to be weak, he's going to lose the October meeting. He needs to be appearing strong. But how strong? Do you drop bombs? What do you do to appear strong and stir up nationalistic sentiments? That is what we're going to watch the next 48 hours. All right? We can only pray for the people of Taiwan. And it's not easy to be living under constant threat. If you are constantly living under constant threat, you will suffer from this syndrome called a post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder. When humans, we are built in a way we cannot keep having fear in our mental capacity. Fear of death, fear of a threat, fear of the entire family annihilated, destroyed. And when you go through that, you will suffer from this mental condition, right? So our heart goes out to the people in Taiwan. They're constantly in threat because bigger China is looking at you. And of course, there's no easy way out. I think half the country is divided. Okay, so I put a closure to this very, very tough topic to talk about, and make sure you guys understand where I'm sharing from my perspective on this. So let me just put out a chat message right out here. Are you okay? Put some music. Let me know if you are okay. Just stay out in the live chat. I like to hear your feedback. Thank you. Wow, no respondents yet. I think I'm 20 seconds behind in terms of the lag time. Are you okay? Fire away. Eltin Shirley okay because she went through the worship already. Edmund, yeah. Kinif, okay. Kim San, feeling good. Yeah. Jeffrey, thank you. And Adeline, all good. Awesome, awesome. Manfred, yes, okay. Rose, I'm in the Red Sea. Why? I'm talking about South China Sea. You're talking about Red Sea. Come on, Rose. Ryan, what's the distance between the both coastline? Let's take a look. I'm so curious. ZZ Power is okay. CK Leo is okay. John still okay. What's the Emperor next step? WT Wong okay. Sunny okay. In times of trouble, it's time to make money. Yes, tonight we're going to make a lot of money. And Brandy, we most Taiwanese are calm right now. Wow, that is the best reply from Brandy. As long as you guys are happy, you're calm, that's the best message you can give to your teacher, right? So I'm going to teach you guys to use this tool on Google Earth. We can really measure anything on the planet, all right? So I'm zooming right now. On the left is Xiamen, Jingmen, and on the right is Taiwan, right? So we go to our bottom left right here on Google Earth. There's this tool that allows you to measure, right? So let's say if I do a direct measurement, the nearest coastline will be probably around here to Taoyuan. I mean, I just draw a horizontal line like this, right? And what's the distance of that line? No, I used the wrong tool. One more time, sorry. You should go to the ruler on the left. You see a ruler symbol, right? Ding, tap on it one more time. Let's find the nearest distance. Let's say from here to here, all right? About 177 kilometers. We are talking about 177 kilometers, right? So that's the answer for you. Just round it up about 200 kilometers, all right? Which, you know, is very, very sensitive. In fact, since I spotted this very interesting thing here called Penghu, at one time I wanted to invest in Penghu because my thesis back then was this is the place the Taiwanese government will turn it around to be a casino island, all right? But because of the very complicated politics in Taiwan, they didn't realize this dream. It's just like South Korea, they have Jeju Island as a casino island, right? And you know, so many Korean dramas were shoot at Jeju Island that, you know, I want to make sure I visit there with my family. I had the same aspiration back then for Penghu in Taiwan. We're about to buy one beachfront property with a nice house facing the sea next to the so-called proposed plot to build a casino. And I think, thank God, last minute I walked away. I think it's not right. Something is just not right there, and I didn't take part in the investment. All right, so let's see how this goes. But anyone who is gambling there, I think their hands will be trembling throughout because this will be the nearest guy to drop bomb without actually dropping bomb in the mainland. You know what I mean, right? If they want to just show their anger, the what consequences that Americans have to pay for and the Taiwanese have to pay for, they will drop bomb on here, right? Because it's still considered an outskirt of Taiwan. So those guys living here will panic. And of course, if they come anywhere near the coast right here, and you know, in the military training, we did our training along the coastline. Oh my gosh, the Taiwanese planted so many sharp objects right there. If you just walk along the coast of here, your army uniform will be shred to pieces, literally to pieces. They have this plant. I don't know what plant is that. It's so sharp. They planted across the whole coastline, right? So, in case any soldiers want to do a coast invasion, they will be shred to pieces. Okay, so I think this is that concludes our discussion for Taiwan. Please pray for this beautiful country. Now we're going to get our class really started. Wow, I spoke for about 30 minutes already, and tonight, is really a big night. First of all, let's identify where are the opportunities for tonight, okay? So we conclude our discussion on Nancy Pelosi. You guys are updated. You guys know where to look for. And with that, here we go. We're going to first take a look at this very good trade, Pinterest. We have positions in Pinterest. It is a buy with new CEO and activist Elliott oversight. And that's our approach. We want to trade alongside with the insiders. We call them the insiders because nobody will put $500 million, $1 billion, $10 billion into a company without doing their due diligence. And typically in the due diligence process, take for example the activist Elliott, they will uncover hidden gems that they will have advantage of the information that they will not share with the public. The only thing that they can share with the public is when they buy up the stocks. All right? So that becomes a public information. And this is what spiking is very good at. We are 1 millisecond behind the purchase. The moment they buy, boom, go out, we are 1 millisecond behind to capture this data. So right here, you have Elliott. Their earnings not exactly that good, but because of pent-up demand, and you have a big brother taking care of them, here we go. Look at this crazy stock chart of Pinterest right now. Dun, 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 dun. Check this out. This is the 1-year chart. And again, we love to do this exercise. Bottom left, 2020. Bottom right, we allocate some space. And the real space that we want to focus on is how the heck you have a big spike right here today. All right. Now that's like 11%. How do I know? I go right over here, top left corner, and you see it's 11%, right? Now, then where's the sweet spot price for us to participate in Pinterest? Here we go. I taught you many times over in our YouTube series. I hope you guys are really benefiting from the sharing. And please go out there, spread the word. I spend more time preparing for my daily YouTube live stream with you guys than thinking of gimmicky ads to run to like a bloody fool entertain you. I'd rather spend more time understanding the stocks out there and transferring this knowledge to you than to run crazy ads out there. Because I'm really upset with those guys bombarding my channel. All kinds of crazy ads start to show up when you visit my YouTube channel. And I see those traders out there, they spend more time doing crazy advertisement. They should spend time teaching their people. All right. So I'm really upset about this. Go spread the word. Share about our channel. I plot out right here the $17.50 to $25 price range. This is really important because this is the period where Elliott came in to participate. All right. He could come in easily at a low price, and most, I believe, he will come in within my red box here because I'm thinking more from April onwards. All right. April starts over here. This is the month of April. And then you have May, and then you have June. And you see these periods are what we call the lowest price point of Pinterest. There are 4 arrows where I'm pointing at, all right? And because of their participation, today you have a spike up of this candle. Bam! Goes up. And quite a number of students make money from Pinterest. Really, you share your percentage jump, 5 to 100% profit return. That's what we are really good at. But in order for us to push to 100% profit on Pinterest with the support of Elliott, 3 things must happen, all right? You just remember, as long as you buy below 25, this is what you go through. Because to make 100% profit return, it starts exactly like this. Now I'm teaching you how to make 100% profit return. So listen very carefully. Here we go. We go back to our $25 price range and then drop down to 17.50, which is exactly my red box right now. All right. You still have the chance to buy cheap because Elliot has participated. He's not there to make 5% profit return. He's there to make a 10 times return, typically 10x. Right? So if his average price is 20, he will sell when the price is 200. Right? Think numerically like this, very easy. But I'm teaching you how to make 100%. Means if you buy anything below 25, your 100% is times 2, which is the $50 range right up there. This is your 100%. But for a price to go from right now your entry to go to 100% profit return, you have to go through 3 stages. I call it the 3 red boxes. So the first red box is at the bottom, the third red box is at the top, and where's the middle box? Right here, around $30. Because this is the moment in time. Step 1, from the price changed right now, let's say you enter today at 22, all right? As long as you enter below 25, you will get out of my first red box to the second red box. And when it enters the second red box, this is where you cross the 200-day simple moving average line. That will give you the launch pad for it to finally reach $50, thereby you achieve 100% profit return. This should always be your strategy. But the problem is this. Most people, they don't have the patience to wait that long. They say, teacher, I got no time. Yeah, of course, they got no time because they spend all their time watching gimmicky ads. They don't spend time in my YouTube channel. Very long one, my YouTube channel. Wow, tonight I think will be 1 hour. Very long one. They don't have the tenacity, the resilience, the patience, and the wisdom to follow the right teacher. They will be distracted. Go and click here, click there, clickbait. So you see right now very clearly, 100%, yes. But the problem is what? Time. Are you going to wait 1 month, 3 months, 1 quarter, half a year, or 1 year to get to 100%? So this is where the strategy and the methodology will kick in very, very meaningfully, which is what we preach right here at Spiking. We typically want to make 5 to 100% profit return in 1 day. And I can tell you, I'm looking at these 3 red boxes. I'm thinking about the best way and the shortest time to squeeze the time to make my 100%. If you'd like to know more about this, very simple. Join me on Don't Stop Believing WhatsApp notification. I'm going to put some thoughts on that. And this is on my radar for what I'm about to fire off. And, we already fired off one of the trades earlier back then. Okay. So we are looking at the first good trade tonight. We have Pinterest. And we are not done yet. All right. Next thing is to look at this guy. Here we go. We're going to look at the candidates that will be announcing earnings and something that we made money last week. Last week we made money on this guy right here. So if you go to spiking.com/feed, this was what we done last week. Recap: we made money from our grandfather Warren Buffett based on Chevron, 81% profit return in 1 day. Pure profit realized not paper profit, realized real dollar profit, $111,500. $111,500. All right. Now there is a similar trade to this, which this candidate shall be announcing earnings tonight after the close. We are going to take a look at this guy called Occidental. Holy moly. Dun, 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 dun. And of course, Occidental is Warren Buffett's favorite stock. He's like non-stop action on this guy, man. So let me show it to you what I meant by non-stop action. All right, so let me spell it correctly. Berkshire Hathaway Insider. I don't like this. This is too small. I want to see it on a bigger picture. All right. Let me open up a bigger picture for you to see. Here we go. This is Berkshire Hathaway, and of course, I scroll down. What I like to see is very, very nicely presented. Ladies and gentlemen, the number three company right up here is none other than Occidental. Okay, so you're seeing it right now, first time, first look, you're seeing Occidental right up there, right? So I just do a quick refresh once again. You're seeing Occidental right up here, mama. Now, the moment you see this, you say, okay, how did he go about trading this guy? He's trading at a rate almost every single week. He's going out there with a market announcement, right? So, I mean, we're going to start from the very first Virgin market announcement, and that was when the war just started on 24th of February, Russia invasion into Ukraine. It started from there. And from that point onwards, from 4th of March, 11th of March, 16th of March, 4th of May, 6th of May, 22nd of June. Look at that. He's like announcing to the world he's all supportive of this guy, right? And then we continue. 14th of May, 4th of May, 6th of May, 22nd of June, 27th, 1st July, 7th July, 13th July, 18th July, 19th July. Is still buying. Okay? So if we spotted this guy, we say, okay, with grandfather purchase, what has happened to the stock chart? This is the Mama stock chart of Occidental. Yes, Mama Lee stay above the 200 days simple moving average line. That's how beautiful the stock chart is. There's only two exceptions right here. Ding, ding. And if you go in, I mean, this is like common sense. Go in, cut at 60. That will be the average price of Warren Buffett. That's it, done. Today is trading 65. Tonight we'll be announcing earnings. And you know, if we look at the similar trajectory of Chevron, CVX, here we go. This is the spike we want to catch for Occidental. All right. So, you know, I sold on the Friday after coming back from the first worship with a stream of praise. I felt that like it's you know, God speaking to me because I said, God, you got to bless me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me safe from harm, so that I will be free from pain. The Jabez prayer that I make every day, right? And I came in and I sold at a very, very good price. Kind of dropped back right now to 160, but it's okay, all right? There's another entry to re-go in again for Chevron. So I shown you the second guy right now, from Pinterest to Chevron, but we are not done yet. Recap. How many of you like to hear more names? How many of you like to hear more names? Wow, my chat is on all the time. I didn't know, you know. I think the chat overlay kind of block out the view, but I'm sorry about that. Okay, so how many of you would like to hear more names? Because some of you are the what we call the Cinderella generation. Once we pass 12 midnight, you know, you are dead already. So how many is really, really still alive? And you say, I want to hear more names. All right. So I spotlighted Eltin. Yes, more name, please. And I'm going to do it because of Eltin. Okay. So thank you very much. I want to highlight to all of you, tonight there are many, many good companies to play, and it's really a consolidation of everything I've been teaching you since the 1st of July. I started the 100-day stock market inspiration. I'm going to read out to you the name. You hear it, you quickly go through the past videos I've done and the past teachings I've done. Number one name on my spot list, AMD will be announcing tonight after the close. Occidental will be announcing tonight after the close. And of course, you can look at many, many other companies. Tomorrow, before the open, Moderna. Ding, 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 ding. Moderna. And then you have the Yum brands. I think 4 is good enough, right? And by the time you finish analyzing the 4, you've probably taken up 4 hours. You have reached the closing bell at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Really, really enjoyed this session and, getting all warm up for my trip to Harvard. Tonight, kind of all my classmates got stressed out already because, we realized other classmates were like reading up the notes already, and I still have not touched the notes yet. And there was one case study just on Singapore itself, and very, very proud. I hope to share more about my country to my fellow classmates during the sabbatical. All right, thank you very, very much. And if you are interested and you like the way I teach, then please, very quickly, once I complete the video live streaming, there'll be 3 QR codes that will show up. The one that I encourage those of you who are really newbie, novice, no idea what to do, go and join our 7-day challenge. We created a platform where you can trade according to the way we teach you. Then the middle QR code will be our Don't Stop Believing WhatsApp notification. If you kind of know you want to fire off a trade every single day, that is the one that you should really trade alongside with us and the insiders. And the third QR code on the extreme right, that will be the one you can watch my past videos that I taught on our strategy and methodology. All right, so really, really fascinating stuff. And there you go, right up there, ding, 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 the 3 QR codes. And you can just take on very, very fast, learn trading together with us, jumpstart immediately. Thank you for watching and good night. May God bless you. Good night, everybody. Have